Hi folks, welcome back to the shop here at Project Pine Hills. Today we're talking about this Klein Tools 9-in-1 impact flip socket set, part number 32934. You can freeze frame here and see all the different sockets it has in here. You can see that it's got the original 7-in-1 sockets, but it adds another socket here, the 5/8 and the 3/4 of an inch. You can see it's magnetic. It's got a 6-inch shank. Quick look at the back, you can check that out. We can see here that it's made in Taiwan. Now originally Klein Tools had come out with this 7-in-1 impact socket set, and they included a T25 1-inch bit here at the top. You can see it had these 6 sockets with it, had a 5-inch shank. And Klein Tools, which we've also covered on this channel, came out with a metric version as well. You can see it has just the 6 sockets, doesn't include a regular 1-inch bit. Well, now they come out with this 6-inch shank on this set, and you can see it has the 5/8 and the additional 3/4 of an inch socket on here. So let's take a look at that. All right, I have these 2 sockets set side by side. You can see here I removed the 5/8 and 3/4 inch socket, and I have the 7-in-1 version here and the 9-in-1 version here. You can see the sockets are the same sizes. They have the same taper and the same places on each socket. So the sockets are completely identical. The only difference is you have a longer shank in this 9-in-1 version, and you get this 8 and use 3/4 inch socket. And you'll notice here it has that same feature of the 7-in-1 where you can take a 1-inch bit and you can insert it at the top and it retain that bit. So if I take this out, you'll notice that I can pull this 1/4 inch socket back, exposing more, and this is more for shallow screws. As you can see here, it works on this 1/4 inch screw right here, right? We'll magnetically retain that screw and you can turn that, or you can push this socket up and you'll notice it clicks that next notch and exposes this screwdriver head here. It looks like a Phillips screw head. And now I can take a 1-inch bit, this one happens to be a T25, and I can insert it right into the tip, right? So like I said, they additionally have this 5/8 and 3/4 inch socket on here that's stowed on the rail. So I can just slide it right up on there. And this rail, if you haven't seen this before, of course it's designed to work with your impact. Or you can use it with any handle like this Klein 8-in-1 stubby. Has bit storage in the handle, but I can also use this to drive the shank as well if I want to. Alternately, I can also take this Klein 14-in-1, which has 12 bits stored in the handle. I can also drive all this shank with this handle, right? And some people have called this the super screwdriver, right? All these bits here can be driven with the socket on the end. You have all these sockets with you. In fact, the super screwdriver typically has a 7-in-1 on it, so you wouldn't have this bit on it. But you can drive with this handle, or you can take the Impact 11-in-1 ratcheting screwdriver and you can pull out these bits, come right here in this cullet, and you can insert this socket rail, and you can drive with this handle as well. You can also drive this Klein shank with a mini ratcheting screwdriver. So I've got this one from Icon or Harbor Freight, which I can also use this to ratchet and turn these sockets. Or I can take this 3/8 ratchet, put a 1/4 inch adapter on it. You can see I can put this on, also turn these sockets. Quick look at how this works. You can see I have a Phillips bit here on the end of this. I can take this and drive this number 2 Phillips screw using the ratcheting driver. Then I can quickly remove the number 2 Phillips. Got a 1/4 inch bit here. We push this down. Now I can turn to this 1/4 inch screw. I can turn that. I'm going to turn that next screw, which is a 5/16. I can pop this off, flip it around. Got 5/16. Now I'm turning the 5/16 screw. Now if you want access to these stowed sockets, you just remove the socket here on the end, take off one of these stowed sockets. I'll take this larger 5/8 off, put that on. Now you can still stow this small socket on the shank if you'd like. Or I can push it right up on there. That way it's with me. I'm not forgetting it and leaving it behind. So it looks a little unusual, but you can have it on the shank just so you know. And then of course I can pull any of these sockets down and put them on. I can go down here to this 1/2 inch, right? Drive the 1/2 inch. Or I can take it, remove that, flip it around, and I'm driving 9/16. So you have all these options with you. Again, it's about convenience and portability and stowing sockets here together. You have them all with you in a very compact setup, right? We got them all back on there and put them in your bag, you got them with you. So it is a pretty long shank to sort of manage. The Klein 14-in-1 adjustable does allow you to accept a lot of the shank, so you can shorten that up if you're looking to have a shorter shank when you're using this. But that's the idea, is you can take these sockets as 5/8. I can flip this around. Now I'm driving 3/4 of an inch with a magnet there. And really, you might look at this and go, well, I don't know if this is really the way you want to handle sockets. Well, it's not really so much about having a full socket set. This whole rail is really about stowing the sockets. It's having options with you when you need them. I can stow all these sockets on the shank. It doesn't mean I'm going to operate it in this way, but it does give me a way that I can store all these sockets with me and have them with me all the time. So if I need sockets, some of your most standard sockets, well, I have 2 additional sockets here with the 9-in-1 with me that I can use. And again, I don't necessarily have to use an impact or one of these handles to drive it. I have the option of also using a ratchet if I want to, especially if I need extension. That's where this comes in handy. You got to visualize this as being less about sockets on a rail, maybe more like an extension, right? Let's say you're taking a car battery out or something like that, and you need that extension. You can get in and do it with this tool. So it's a tool you have on you. It's about convenience. It's about it being compact, right? So we can stow all these sockets back on the shank. So I can slide them all right back up on here. Taking a quick look at the shank, you can see the part number on the shank here is 32934. That's the same part number that was on the package. It's got a J10 down here. A quick look at the magnets on these two shanks. This is the 7-in-1, this is the 9-in-1, and you'll see they're identical. Just a longer version of the shank that you would see on the 7-in-1 from Klein. So I can take these sockets, stow them back on the shank, just put them on here, and now I've got all these sockets stowed with me all the time, right? In the bag, and you can decide for yourself if you want the 7-in-1 socket, or if you want those two additional sockets and get the 9-in-1. There you can see there's sort of a length difference there. I should shorten this one down so they're both the same extension. So there's a quick look at the socket rails and their length and how much more space the larger 9-in-1 is going to take up in your bag. Put a quick tape on it here and you can see that it's a 1 5/8 longer. So that's just a quick look at the Klein Tools 9-in-1 impact flip socket set. Great set if you're looking to get these two additional sockets. If not, you can pick up this Klein 7-in-1 at a good price. I'll have a link to both of these in the description. You can check them out. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Do you think it's too many sockets on a rail? Would it help you in what you're doing? I know these sockets are getting a little bit big for driving on a 1/4-inch rail, but like I said, if you don't want to run them on the impact, you can use a ratchet and other means of turning them. You're getting a lot of extension here with this, but let me know in the comments what you think of this. Please remember to like and subscribe. All these actions help me to continue to bring content to you here on the Project Pine Hills channel. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next video.